I'm Conrad, and this is your Mary Pickford D-Place movie review.
It's all part of our mission to help people. Anyone who's hurting or they feel like they've been left out, God has a plan for us.
What'd he tell you to do this time?
Jesus keeps a taking me higher and higher.
Jim will preach, and I'll sing.
Higher and higher.
If everyone watching could double their pledge just for 1 month, God loves you. He really does.
We're not doing anything wrong, though.
Is that a question?
In the 1970s and 80s, Tammy Faye Bakker and then husband Jim Bakker rose to fame as TV personality evangelists. There is now a film out about the life and times of Tammy Faye called The Eyes of Tammy Faye. The film is directed by Michael Showalter, written by Abe Sylvia, and one of the producers of the film is the star of the film, Jessica Chastain. Joining me now is this month's guest community reviewer, Pat Sonsini. Pat, thank you for joining me.
Hey, Conrad, hi.
Let's have you introduce yourselves to our audience. Where in the city do you live at?
I'm in Palm Desert.
And it's my understanding that you at one time were fairly involved in the entertainment industry.
I worked for 25 years in film production.
Are you ready to do a movie review?
Let's do it.
Did you know of Tammy Faye before you went to see this movie? Did you know about the history of her?
Yes, I did. In fact, I lived through the era of Tammy and Jim Bakker.
In case our viewers don't know, Tammy and Jim,
Yes.
they were part of the PTL Club, part of the 700 Club. They had their own Jim and Tammy puppet show, which I never knew about until this movie. And of course, they were big folks in the Heritage theme park, Christian theme park that came together.
That's correct. And they spilled over into the social media of the day.
This film definitely is about the actors. Jessica Chastain, of course, plays Tammy Faye Bakker. Andrew Garfield plays Jim Bakker. There are a variety of other individuals who play other evangelists. What did you think about Jessica and Andrew in their roles?
Run, don't walk to see her performance. She is amazing. You lose complete sight of her as an actress, and you are with Tammy Faye. Andrew Garfield, wonderful as usual. He is just lovely to watch. And all the ancillary characters are terrific.
And I will have to somewhat disagree with you in that, and in the Jessica Chastain role of Tammy Faye Bakker. I was not happy with what I felt the cartoonish of Tammy Faye. I don't blame her, and I don't know if I blame the director. It's just something didn't work for me. It was too cartoonish. On the other hand, Andrew Garfield, from the minute that he came on the film, I was sold that he was Jim Bakker. He's kind of getting the short end of the stick here because Jessica, of course, is getting so much attention here.
Don't forget, she makes changes throughout the film. He does not.
Let's talk now about costumes and makeup because they play a big part here in this production.
Costumes were right on the money, were spot on. The makeup, she goes from like 19 years old to what, almost 60. Who should get an award in this film is definitely the makeup artist. This is remarkable.
I completely agree with you on both of those. Let's move on to our next category, and that is likes and dislikes of this film. I'll go ahead and go first this time. One of my many likes of this film is that I learned that Tammy Faye was a strong woman and was actually probably the leader in this family. What I didn't like is I didn't get enough of the goodwill that she did for the LGBTQ plus community at that time. And we didn't really hear anything about the Jim J and Tammy Faye show, which was her third or fourth coming to life. What about you, likes and dislikes?
I have to say the script was weak because we don't see anything but inside their world. When she interviews the guy with AIDS, for example. Those moments, I wouldn't mind pumping the brakes and watching behind the scenes more.
There was a split in their relationship fairly early on with it, and we don't really see that a lot. We hear it, but we don't see it a lot. And that would have given us more to go on, more to grab a hold of if we had more of that background information.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
All right, Pat. So, good discussion, right? The idea of going to a movie is everybody gets to have their opinion. And so let's end our review today with a rating. Why don't you go ahead and start?
3, but with a qualifier. It's because of her.
And I'm going to go with 2 palm trees. It seemed to me like a very long Saturday Night Live skit. Thank you very much for joining me.
Conrad, my pleasure.